The housing market is tough right now, but for townhomes in Kelowna, it's a different story. They're actually faring quite well compared to the rest of the market. For buyers, there's a ton of choice right now, so you can take your time picking the perfect townhome for you, and you can even negotiate a little bit off the price. And for sellers, you still need to be priced sharply and have a well-presented property. So let's take a look at what that means if you are a buyer or a seller in today's market. So these are the stats for the Central Okanagan, the Kelowna area, for townhomes as at the end of August 2025. So the number of sales that we had in August was 47, slightly higher than last year. Last year was a slower year as well. This year, overall, it's been even slower. Townhome market compared to last August, a little bit busier. Not by much though, a couple sales there. New listings down a little bit by one or two as well. It's just 124 new listings there. Pretty typical for August. August is usually one of our slower months. This year has actually been a little bit busier. The number of total listings that we have on the market is 423. Quite similar again to last year, just down a little bit. So the benchmark price, we're sitting at 721,000, similar to last August. So August to August, essentially the same. And the townhome market has been quite stable overall, and it is more of this stable property type that we have here in the Okanagan, simply due to either people downsizing from those single family homes to townhomes, or people moving up from condos to townhomes. Townhomes are also a little easier to get into in terms of price for first-time home buyers as well, so that's part of it too. Simply due to the price itself. So if you compare a townhome to a single family home, there's a $300,000 price difference there in terms of the benchmark price. And whereas condos are around 520, they're just under 500 right now for the benchmark price. So there's only a couple $100,000 difference there. In terms of benchmark price, you can obviously get cheaper townhomes, cheaper condos, but overall, the townhome market is a more stable property type. Now, the average days to sell, we're sitting at just under 2 months right now to sell a townhome. It's 25% increase over last year, but again, that's just comparing 1 month. And the townhome market, the sales are quite low. So we saw 47. The average of those 47 was 56 days to sell. It's probably a little bit higher. I would maybe peg it to 70, 75 days to sell, simply due to the relisted townhomes. If there's any price drops or relists, that sort of thing, that will bring down to days to sell. If there's a price drop, then it sells. So it just goes off the last list price. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, overall, average days to sell off that last list price is around 2 months. So if you're selling right now, keep that in mind. Now, the list to sale price ratio is sitting at 97.7%, meaning buyers and sellers are negotiating just over 2% off of that last list price. And months of inventory, we're clearly into a buyer's market here, at least for the homes that have sold, or the number of sales compared to the number of listings that we had in August itself. So the months of inventory for August, at the end of August, sat at 9, meaning if no other properties were listed at the very end of August, and going forward, it would take about, in theory, around 9 months to sell off that inventory. So that's just calculated by the number of listings divided by the number of sales. So that'll give you the months of inventory, which tells us we're pretty far into a buyer's market still in the townhome category. And the absorption rate was 11%. So that's what you just take the sales divided by the number of listings, gives you 11%. So essentially just over 1 in 10 townhomes sold in August. This also tells us we're in a buyer's market. If you're getting closer to 20% or more, then that tells us we're in a seller's market. Now, if you have any questions about the Kelowna real estate market, you're looking to buy or sell, you can simply shoot me a text message to the number on the screen. And if you'd like to continue to stay updated on the Kelowna real estate market, simply hit that subscribe button. All right, so let's get on to the townhome pricing as at the end of August. and a little bit of historical pricing here as well. So let's start with 10 years ago. If you bought a townhome 10 years ago, you've seen a 78% increase in price in August of 2015. Townhomes, the benchmark price for townhomes anyway, sitting at $405,000, whereas today we're sitting at $721,900. Now, if we go back 5 years, so August 2020, pretty much just as prices started going up, hitting the peak in March of 2022. So if you bought in August 2020, let's say you held it to the peak, you saw a 53% increase in price, or $289,000, and prices there peaked out at $837,700. Then we saw a almost 14% pullback in price since then, or $115,000. So if you're looking at buying today compared to then, you're paying $115,000 less for that same townhome. And right now prices are sitting at between August and September of 21 pricing. And again, 1 year ago, virtually no change in price, a couple $1,000s there. 3 years ago, we're down 7.2%. So the benchmark price was at $777,000 then. And if you bought 5 years ago, benchmark price was closer to $550,000, and you're up almost 32%. Now that's a quick overview of the stats for the townhome market as of the end of August. Now what I have here is my deal of the month for the townhome category. Now I have unit number 18, 1979 Country Club Drive in Kelowna. So I'll just go through this listing here, why I think it's a good deal of the month right now. And this is one of my team's listings, so just full disclosure there. So I'll just go through the listing quickly here. So this is a 2-bed, 2-bath townhome, 1,300 square feet. It's essentially all the living spaces on one level. You have your double garage, and then you have your entrance there, but then you just go up some stairs and there's 2-bed, 2-bath all upstairs. Nothing down below other than the garage. But I'll just show you quickly where in town this one is. So if you're somewhat familiar with Kelowna, so downtown Kelowna, you're pretty far from downtown Kelowna. You're in the north end of Kelowna, so you're near the airport. You're literally right across from the airport. So if you're looking for, let's say you're looking for maybe a summer home here in Kelowna, this one could be perfect for you, especially if you're a golfer. There's 2 professional golf courses, or championship golf courses, right around the corner, the Bear and the Quail golf courses. This is up in the Quail Ridge neighborhood, again, right across from the airport, but it is a great location. Again, maybe if you're downsizing and you want to live near the golf course, or again, you're looking for a second home here in Kelowna, this one could be perfect for you. It's again, 2-bed, 2-bath, brand new build, essentially built in 2023, 1,300 square feet. Again, essentially on one level, and I'll just go through the listing here a little bit. So this is your back patio, generous size, all covered. And I was actually in this unit today, and it's really nice. So again, you enter the home, and that's your garage there. Then you go up the stairs, and then you have all your living space, all open living space. So your living room, kitchen, and dining area all in one. That's it there. And then you got 2 bedrooms. If I can get through the nice kitchen, laundry, and then 2 bedrooms, 2 generous sized bedrooms. Again, this is over 1,300 square feet on one level, or essentially one level. There's only a handful of units in here as well, so it's not a huge strata to deal with. So it's good for lock and leave. And again, this is the golf course here. So there you go. That is unit number 18, 1979 Country Club Drive. I'll link this down below if you do have any interest in that at all. Now, if you're wondering what the rest of the market is doing, especially the condo market, it's a very interesting and touchy subject these days, check out this video right here.